Hey ghouls, I'm Kayla.
Hey ghosties, I'm Aubree, and we're besties who live 3 doors down from each other.
We're the Halloween all-year-round girls. We love watching anything and everything spooky.
And if you're curious to know what all the hype is about certain horror flicks,
But not curious enough to piss your pants watching them,
then this is the podcast for you.
and who knows, we may even talk about our own paranormal experiences.
Ooh. Welcome to Screaming Memes.
These witches curse. If you don't like cursing, then you're in for some toil and trouble. If you don't mind cursing, then let the cauldron bubble, baby. Hey, haunted humans, I'm Kayla.
Hey, I'm Aubree, and this is Screaming Memes.
Today we have a lovely episode for you.
Well, curiosity killed the cat, and we decided to watch Smile 1 and 2. We thought we would be able to mash them into one episode, but we had too much to say about the first one.
We had a lot of discussion, so we hope you enjoy it.
Yeah. It was a good time.
We now bring to you Smile. Spoiler alert!
This podcast contains all the spoilers. You've been warned.
The first Smile movie opens on a very dreary room with a very dead woman lying on the bed in an apartment OD'd. The camera spins around to see her young daughter finding her body. This music is reminding me of Don't Starve when the dark starts coming after you. It's like, don't, yes. The hand starts creeping toward you.
Ooh. That's creepy. Somehow I don't think she's ever going to emotionally recover from this.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Just saying.
And I'm so brain fried. I'm going to be a mess trying to speak words.
Yeah. This movie is not going to require a lot of brain cells. Spoilers. Spoilers. Sorry, everyone. I, Aubree, have already seen this hot garbage movie. All right? I remember being upset about the ending, and I remember feeling like it wasn't that scary. But they made, like, such a big fucking deal about it.
I actually really don't know anything about these movies, so I'm going in fully unaware of really anything about these.
The most compelling part about this was that their, like, promotional campaign was a bunch of people in really public places smiling like this. So, like, at football games and stuff. And they'd wear a shirt that says Smile.
Okay.
So that was pretty compelling. Like, whoever was the head of promotions for these movies, 10 out of 10. Chef's kiss. Very scary. That's why it made me want to watch it. That little girl is all grown up now and is a psychiatrist working at a psychiatric facility. Her name is Dr. Rose Cotter. The phone rings and Rose visits a new patient in crisis.
Oh no, a phone ringing once again.
But the election's over!
Call back to our first episode, Oddity.
Yeah, right. The horror.
The horror
of the phone call.
The patient, Laura, cowering in fear, describes what she's been experiencing since she bore witness to her professor bludgeoning himself to death with a hammer. She's seeing something that no one else can see. Laura explains that it can shapeshift into different forms, like it wears people's faces like a mask. She knows it's the demon because of its awful Cheshire cat-like smile. Laura says it causes horrible things to happen around her, and it tells her that today is the day that she is going to die. How do you bludgeon yourself to death with a hammer? I feel like your body would prevent you from being able to do that.
You'd think so.
Like, I don't know if this is true, but I heard that, like, you can't drown yourself. Like, if you were, like, trying to drown yourself, like, in a sink or in a bathtub or something, like, your body won't let you. It'll make you surface. But I don't know if that's true. Like, I don't remember where I heard that.
I mean, as a biological imperative, it makes sense, but...
She looks truly horrified.
I mean, yeah. Who knows what she's seeing right now?
Yeah.
But Also, she did just see a guy just bash his own brains in with a hammer, so. Rose asks her if she has ever experienced hallucinations, tries to talk her down, but Laura just feels not listened to and like no one cares that she's going to die. Suddenly, Laura shrieks, falls to the ground, breaks a vase, and scrambles away from something frighteningly tall that Rose cannot see. Laura appears to choke, gurgling and screaming. Rose rushes to the phone for backup and notices the sudden silence. Rose turns around and sees Laura staring at her with that unsettling smile, as she uses a piece of broken vase to slowly slit her throat, all while maintaining unblinking eye contact with that smile. She bleeds out and dies while Rose bears witness.
Okay, can't watch that.
I'll let you know when it's over.
I mean, at least it looks like really fake.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks shockingly fake.
It's over.
That's okay. I was more able to handle it than I thought I was going to be.
I don't remember this movie being, like, wildly gory. But, I mean, honestly, I don't remember much of it. You know what would be really good in this movie? That creepy guy from From.
Right. I was just thinking the same thing. Like, where's that guy?
Do you know what that smile is called?
No.
It's called the Kubrick stare. It was
like
something...
a Stanley Kubrick?
The Stanley Kubrick, yeah. It was something that he brought to life for A Clockwork Orange and Shining. And the whole premise is that you smile really, really wide, and then you tilt...
Tilt and stare.
Yeah. Tilt your head down and stare straight forward. It can make anyone look creepy.
But especially that guy from.
But especially that guy.
Whoa.
That guy has too many teeth, I'm telling you. His face, his smile is too big. It's like...
I was going to say it's the cheekbones. Like,
yeah.
It's the cheekbones for me.
It's like his whole mouth is too big.
Rose is questioned by detectives. One of them is minimizing the trauma of the patient, and the other is a lot more empathetic. That detective, named Joel, is played by Kyle Gallner, a horror king who you may know from Jennifer's Body, Criminal Minds, Scream, Nightmare on Elm Street, and Strange Darling. Unless you're me, in which case you probably don't know any of that.
You're welcome.
That's what we have Aubree for.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, let's try to talk as if we care about the people that we're dealing with.
Also, I gotta say, I don't think that she approached that properly, because I think mostly when people are having a severe delusion,
yeah,
one of the best ways
you're
is
supposed to like go with the delusion,
like,
right?
Play along so that they can tell you everything about it.
Yeah.
And then you can come back later and try to dismantle it. But also you're gaining trust with them. Shout out to Kyle Gallner, that guy, who's in, like, every horror movie ever. Love that guy. Do you remember watching Haunting in Connecticut? I love that movie.
I do remember that movie vaguely, but I don't know that I could remember, like, any actors like you do. You're incredible, and my mind does not work like that. I almost have face blindness to, like, a degree.
You think so? Rose goes home and treats herself to some wine to wind down.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, it's wine o'clock. Do you want some more?
Oh, yeah. No, I haven't even had any of mine yet.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, just chug it. I mean, might as well just take it from the bottle.
Yeah, right.
Not Aubree, the person on the screen. Just to be clear.
I mean, who are we kidding, right? She sees her first hallucination of Laura, Kubrick staring at her in the dark of her kitchen. Dropping her wine glass as she's startled out of her trance by her boyfriend Trevor turning on the light. She describes her awful experience, and he suggests they bail on their dinner plans with her sister Holly and her husband.
Oh my... Why? It's standing there.
Oh no, something scary is happening?
Yeah. She was just like panning the room in the dark, and I should have assumed.
Yeah, I think I remember why I thought this movie was just fine. It's copying a lot of It Follows, which again is another movie we need to watch.
Mm-hmm. The people pleaser in her convinces her that it would be more of a pain in the ass to cancel because Holly already hired a babysitter. Cut to us watching Rose disassociating at the table while her sister bitches about her child's busy schedule. Okay, problematic.
You literally just saw someone kill themselves in front of you today, and you're like, let's go to dinner with our friends!
People
who apparently you don't even really want to hang out with.
These people are the worst.
Yeah, wow. Oh, it's her sister. Okay. Holly notices Rose's glassy eyes and asks her if she's going to make it to her kid Jackson's birthday party. Rose says she's working, and Holly scolds her for working such a shitty job for a doctor. Holly mentions selling the house they grew up in, and that was the last straw.
The amount of times I've wanted to say that, and I've just held my tongue.
Mm-hmm.
God. No more. From now on, I'm just going to say shut the fuck up.
Yeah, right.
When I feel it, and it's coming, I'm just going to let it out.
Cheers to that. Yeah, that definitely struck me as the, like, let me tell you everything about my problems for 40 minutes, and then, how are you?
Yeah. Not even how are you? Like,
yeah.
Like, and you're going to serve me in this way, right?
Yeah.
Rose goes back to work and runs into Joel, who's checking in on her. I have a man.
She's definitely playing the I'm a psychiatrist, I don't need help angle.
Mm.
Even though, again, want to repeat, she saw someone murder herself.
Yeah.
Right in front of her. I feel like it's so dark. Like, that little scene is so dark because it's like this detective is coming to check on her and see how she's doing after she saw a traumatizing event.
Mm-hmm.
And we're all assuming he's just trying to get in her pants.
Yeah.
He's not checking on her again because she saw something horrific.
Yeah.
You know, no. It's because he wants to bang her.
It was the way he was checking on her.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. But still, it's like, cool, thanks.
Rose is walking through the hallways and sees one of her patients named Carl sitting bolt upright in bed with that smile. He starts repeating, "You're going to die," over and over again, and she calls nurses over to restrain him, and for a moment she realizes that it was all in her head because she sees him sleeping peacefully in bed before he gets tackled by orderlies.
So fine.
Definitely
Fucked up in nearly every way.
Smile.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like your heart is breaking. Smile even though it's aching. Fuck right off with that shit.
No shit, dude. Everybody's gonna die.
It's in your head, girl. Rose meets her boss, Dr. Morgan Desai, played by Kal Penn, and asks her what she saw in Carl because he's never shown an aggressive bone in his body. He tells her that she needs to take a paid week off.
Oh my gosh, somebody actually, did self-reflection for a moment.
Wow. You just
cannot
offered
help your patients unless you have your own mental health in check.
You gotta fill your own cup first. That's just... You just offered her a paid week off. She's like, that's not necessary. Who the fuck does that?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
No! Why would you look a gift horse in the mouth like that? Just take the week off.
Pro tip for anybody seeking therapy, if you haven't already gone through a million therapists, I have, so let me tell you, one of the things I always ask my therapist is if they have a therapist. If their answer is no, you move right the fuck on. The screen flips upside down over a cityscape unnecessarily, and she wanders into a model train shop to buy a birthday gift for her nephew. She's like, yeah, I don't give a shit, bro. Mm-hmm. Model train guy wants to tell her all about it, and she's like, just package it, please. Yep. Let me get out of here.
I'm fresh out of fucks to give. I'm not sure if you have seen my field in which I sow my fucks, but you will see that there are none.
It is barren.
I certainly have no fucks to spare for these model trains. Rose goes home, pulls out the wine, and starts wrapping the gift. The alarm goes off, and another wine glass bites the dust. She grabs a kitchen knife and checks on the front door. Apparently decides that's all she needed to check in her literal glass house, and turns off the alarm. Only to then notice that the door she was sitting in front of wrapping the gift was ajar. The phone rings, and it's the alarm company. Or so she thinks. The demon tells her to turn around. Then the phone rings again, not in her hand, and it actually is the security company.
She just cheers to us. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she did. I just want to call it. Every single time I see somebody pour, like, a glass of wine
real.
like that.
That's not real.
That's like what they pour you at the restaurant. That's not what anybody fucking does at home. This movie's just reminding me of a bunch of better movies. Have you seen Hush?
Nope.
That one rocks. We're gonna have to watch that.
Okay, great.
What is that painting?
I don't know, but she's gonna need a new set of wine glasses.
Yeah, for real. Is this the second one she's broken?
Yeah. That's a terrible way to verify your alarm system.
Yeah, just check the front door and nothing else.
Oh no, a phone rang again.
The horror.
Don't do it. Don't look behind you. Don't.
Let the cops come.
I feel like she's losing it. The cops check the place, and as they're leaving, Trevor rolls up. Rose is worried that her cat has wandered off. Thank you, kind officer who actually gave a shit.
Mm-hmm. The other one can kick rocks, though.
Yeah. But, like, somebody who's like, hey, this is our job. Like, this is what we're here for. Call us anytime. Mm-hmm. Like...
That cat better be safe. I'm gonna be upsetty spaghetti if anything happens to that precious little kitty.
I know, that kitty's so sweet. Even in a hallucination, I don't like that either.
Mm-hmm.
That cat's name is Mustache.
What a cute name.
I must ask you a question.
You beat me to it. I was literally just about to say that. Flashback to the memory of her mother lying dead on the bed. Rose jumps out of bed and realizing she was just having a nightmare and decides the middle of the night is a good time to revisit the audio file of what happened with Laura. Rose hears Laura whisper her name in the audio file. She rewinds, bumps the volume, and Laura appears near her ear and screams, "Rose!" She pulls a knife while Trevor tries to calm her down.
We're dreaming again, we're dreaming.
Wonderful. Let's revisit this memory.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, I'm so glad I was not holding my wine. Whoa. Huzzah. I almost jumped right in your lap on that one. Wowza. That one got me.
That was a good one.
I mean, I knew it was going to be louder.
Yeah.
Like, I knew it was going to be, like, loud in her ears or something, but I wasn't expecting something to be right next to her.
Yeah, I figured it was going to, like, scream Rose in the audio.
Rose goes to visit her old therapist, Dr. Northcott, and tries to get medication for hallucinations, but Northcott just wants to restart therapy. Rose realizes that when talking to her therapist, that her situation is a direct mirror to Laura's with her role reversed.
See? She's seeing her therapist now. Finally. After, honestly, a little too late in my opinion, but...
Yeah. Seems like a good doctor to me.
Mm-hmm.
Also, so far what I'm getting is definitely, like, you cannot help others until you help yourself.
Mm-hmm. Rose arrives at Jackson's birthday party, and he excitedly opens the gift. So where do you have to be on your week off to put makeup on?
She's going to the birthday party. Since she doesn't have to work.
So the week is already over then,
yeah.
huh? I think I vaguely remember this part, so... I think I know what's in this, and I don't think you're gonna want to see it.
Oh no, is it the cat?
I think it's the cat.
Oh, I really hope it's not the kitty.
I hope it's a false memory. Also, I'm gonna call bullshit on that glass table. Nobody with young kids has a glass table like that. Come on.
Right, yeah.
R.I.P. mustache.
Not cool, bro. Chaos ensues. Rose is having a severe reaction, as is everyone in the room. She grabs and cuddles Mustache in shock, and through tears tries to assure everyone in the room that she didn't do this. She sees the smiling demon in the form of one of the partygoers. It jump scares her, and she crashes into a glass table, shattering it into her arms. I have nightmares like this all the time. People don't believe me, and like I'm trying to get Aaron to believe me about something, and he's being really dickish.
But yeah, I do think that's one of the most horrifying things in horror movies, whenever anybody's like, please believe me, this thing is happening, and they're like, I don't believe you. Rose is admitted to the ER, and her boss, Dr. Desai, says he's worried about her. Trevor drives her home. She tries to explain what's been happening to her. He flinches away from her, and he accuses her of being as crazy as her mom. He does not believe her.
Rose starts researching the professor's case and is hearing auditory hallucinations from her mom apologizing. She goes to the professor's house to talk to his wife and pretends that she is a reporter. The wife takes Rose to the professor's art studio filled with hundreds of charcoal pictures of the smiling demon. She mentions that the professor kept saying the demon wanted to get inside of him.
She also points out a drawing that he made of his brother who died tragically that he never got over, leading us to believe that the demon seeks trauma. The wife then mentions that the professor witnessed someone die by suicide. Rose starts questioning her frantically and tells the wife that she has been experiencing the same thing. It's never good when they lead you to a basement full of paintings. Right?
You think she would have led with, like, there was a girl who saw your husband kill himself. Like,
yeah, right.
She killed herself in front of me.
Yeah.
And now I'm seeing the same things.
Again.
Like,
yeah.
You know, it's the delivery, people.
Yeah. You can't just go from A to B. You can't just be like, hi, I need this from you. You need to, like, butter them up. You gotta, like, tell them why you're here. Tell them the evidence. I think that's one of the reasons that drove me nuts about this movie, is that, like,
transparency.
She's the therapist, but, like, she's so
inept at dealing with people.
I'm gonna say encompassed by fear that she is incapable of doing anything logically.
Rose runs over to Joel's apartment. We now realize that Joel and Rose used to be an item. She's seeking to find out if there's a pattern of the suicides and the witnesses.
They follow the chain of suicides to a video where a man smiles menacingly at a lady pumping gas. He grabs a hedge trimmer, walks over to her, and plunges into his chest, all while smiling. Oh, so they used to date. Got it. Wow, she got lucky on that. Again, why didn't she just tell him all the other shit? Apparently she knows this guy. Fun fact, this is the guy who killed himself in front of that girl that killed herself in front of me.
I wonder if it's just because, like, everybody hasn't believed her so far. Like,
it literally takes less time to explain than to do this, like, fuck about pleading game thing. Oh no, he's going for the hedge trimmers. Oh no, this one's gonna be gory. $10 he just chops off his head. Oh, that's nice. It's an interesting way to go. Like, this guy already is bought in, and she's still not gonna explain the whole thing to him.
I wonder if this is ultimately commentary on how suicide is contagious, basically.
I think you're probably right.
Rose has Joel print out the evidence. She drives home in the hopes of convincing Trevor with the proof. When she arrives, it seems like she just walked into her own intervention with Trevor and Dr. Northcott.
Rose doesn't feel heard, and she accuses Trevor of only being there for her in the good times. Sounds like they just called off their engagement. I mean, what else was his first step gonna be? Right? I mean, what do you think he should have done?
I mean, I think he should have treated her differently when she first was telling him how she felt. Oh, for sure.
100%.
But then I do think it was right that he called her
100%. He was a total dick in the car. But
I think he should have tried to, like...
Calling the therapist was a good choice.
Yeah, and I think he should have tried to have been agreeable and understanding, as hard as it is, and then say, like, we're going to figure this out, you know, and then work on getting the therapist involved, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, the choices at that point are, like, therapist, cops, or medium, or something of the like, right? He didn't just go to the cops and turn her in, or drop her off at a psych ward.
Right.
Therapist is a pretty good choice.
I agree. Desperate for someone to believe her, she runs to Holly's house with the evidence greeted with a door slamming in her face. Holly reluctantly hears her out. Holly rejects the graphic photo evidence. I would have done the same shit if my sister fucking showed up with a dead cat for my kid's birthday. I would be like, stay the fuck away from me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, for sure. But for her to just, like, play it off and be like, you're acting just like Mom, you know?
Yeah.
And to do nothing for her?
Rose goes back to her car. Looks like Holly is coming out for and another thing.
I grab Kayla's wine from her hand, vaguely remembering a jump scare. Rose is seated in the car, and you can see Holly through the window. As her shoulders come into the frame of the window, her head swings down as if detached, causing Rose to scream and thrash in her car.
Oh no.
Something happens here. Remember something.
Yikes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Joel calls Rose and tells her that none of the victims lasted longer than a week before killing themselves, with the exception of one guy. He says that there are 20 cases and 19 suicides, and explains that there's a guy named Robert Talley who breaks the cycle by killing a random person instead of himself. They decide they have to go interview him in prison. Rose and Joel are interviewing Talley, but he insists on talking to her alone.
Talley tells her that the demon needs trauma in order to spread. Trauma gives it power. Rose says, I can't kill someone. And Talley realizes that she has it. He freaks the fuck out and tells her to get away from him. He's restrained by correctional officers, and Joel drags her out of the room. In typical Rose fashion, she doesn't tell Joel shit.
Good on Joel for looking into it.
Yeah, even though she literally gave him no reason to.
I mean, other than being, like, clearly horrified.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, she definitely is not looking well.
Yeah.
Immediately. Yeah. Get the fuck out. Go on.
Yeah, what is he gonna do? There's fucking glass in the way.
I'm already, like, pending doom anyways.
Yeah. This guy is not gonna kill me, okay? It's the demon. We all know this. It's like the only reason they were able to go in there was because of him, the cop.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, what happened in there? And she says, nothing. But she won't give him shit. He's the only one on her side. And she just refuses to...
Yeah, it's really frustrating.
Include him. It's just like, the fuck are you doing?
The therapist shows up to Rose's house, apologizing for her approach from yesterday. Rose tells her everything about what she's experiencing without mentioning the smiling demon. The phone rings, and it's Dr. Northcott apologizing. Rose realizes the Northcott in front of her isn't her therapist, as a wide grin spreads across her face. It stalks her through the house. Nobody in the world is going to answer a call from their therapist. A call from my therapist would give me so much anxiety. I'd be like, straight to voicemail, thank you very much. Whatever you have to say to me, you can say to me in my voicemail box, thank you.
I know you're thinking it, but your therapist does not deserve to die. To pass it on, okay? Also, I'm gonna die in a couple days. No? Okay.
I think I would probably just check myself in.
But at the same time, like, that didn't save that girl.
No, I would check myself in for suicide watch.
Yeah, I suppose maybe that girl wasn't on suicide watch, but, you know, the only reason she had a weapon was because that glass broke. The vase.
Yeah.
So, like, it will find a way, you know? Rose shows up the hospital with a kitchen knife up her sleeve, hoping to kill Carl and pass the demon on to someone else. She corners Carl, gets caught by Dr. Desai, and decides that this is her moment. Stabs Carl a bunch while Desai looks on in horror and rips his own face off. Well, they've already noticed that you're here, so whatever plan you have has been foiled. Gonna kill someone in a very public place? Ma'am. Seems fake. Yeah. That was unnecessary. Thank you, dream sequence. I mean, you're right. The only choice she has is to choose put herself in, like, suicide watch.
She's hallucinated that entire sequence, finding herself still in the car with the knife. Dr. Desai checks on her. She tells him that she needs to be left alone and screeches off.
How can she drive without, like, constant jump scares jumping in front of her to freak her out?
Right.
From, like, the demon, you know? But, I mean, again, she's figured that out. She needs to be alone. It wouldn't benefit the demon to scare her in the middle of nowhere while she's driving. Someone needs to witness it. This director really likes their upside-down shots.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's not very appealing.
No, like, otherwise, the cinematography is not, like, inspiring. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just, occasionally it's like, ooh, what if I make it go spinning around really slow? Or maybe I make it upside down for no reason.
Yeah, the only thing I've really liked so far was, like, just like the scene before when the drone shot came above all the trees and then came down to follow the car. That was nice. Mm-hmm. Smooth, clean.
For the record, my brain completely mashed this movie with a different horror movie that also had a bad ending.
Oh, nice.
So, I don't remember this really much. I remember whatever that other movie was, but I could not tell you what that movie was. Rose drives to her abandoned childhood home in the hopes of being alone so the demon cannot pass onto someone else.
She decides to walk down memory lane and check out her mother's bedroom. His sister is going to know where she went. I mean, clearly this is her childhood home that her mom died in. But she still had a key, as if you'd need a key to get into that place.
Right. There's literally no other houses anywhere around, which is kind of weird. Sure. Why not? Let's just go in the most horrible room in the house. Might as well. Already feeling horrible.
This is like Nell going back to the house.
Yeah, for real. Well, I mean, if I were...
she's going to start a fire. I was like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, burn it down.
Yeah, right? I think she thought that that's where the demon would be. But, again, it's not going to act up unless there's people to witness. Witness me! To Valhalla!
Notice me, senpai.
Notice me. Rose sits and waits for the demon to appear, hears something in her mom's bedroom, and goes to investigate. She sees her mother, who apologizes for being a bad mom. The mom then asks, "Why did you let me die?" Rose says she was afraid of her and that she was a monster.
She knew her mom needed help, but she couldn't do it. She's been carrying around that guilt her entire life. Rose asks the demon to leave her alone. Then her mom explains, "But your mind is so inviting," as she shifts into a Slender Man version of her mother.
Ugh. No me gusta.
Didn't they make a Slender Man movie?
I think so. You know what? I actually heard the Slender Man game is pretty scary.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Ugh. Did we have to see that? I don't want to see that.
Oh, that had mummy vibes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was going to compliment that lady on her dimples with her creepy smile.
Yeah.
And then she turned into a fucking monster, so didn't seem appropriate.
Yeah.
The demon mom tries to choke Rose, and she fights back by breaking the demon mom's arm and setting her on fire.
I had a deeper theory than what the movie provides. Now she has to really make herself believe that that died in that fire, because if she starts to believe in any way, is that what the second one is about?
I have no idea.
Because that's what I would make the second
I have
one
no idea if the second one is related to the first one.
Rose drives back to Joel's place, and she apologizes for dragging him into her fucked up mess. She explains that she only broke up with him because she felt like he was getting too close and she was afraid of what he might see. After she has this heart-to-heart, Joel starts maniacally giggling, smiling, and chasing her out of the apartment.
What? This is not what my memory says happened. Also, at this point, I would say, no, because you're going to kill yourself in front of me. No. Aw, he's cute even when he's smiling like a creep. Yep. That's what I thought. The beast is upon her! Rose realizes that she's still under the demon's trance as she comes to outside of the old house. Joel pulls up. She sprints inside and locks the door with her and the demon mom so he can't see her. The demon then wrenches open Rose's mouth and climbs in. I feel like telling him to run away would be more effective than no. Yeesh. Oh no, what's that? Oh, yeah. Oh! Ew. Oh! Oh! God.
Stop her.
Right? Shoot her in the arm. Shoot her in the leg. Run away. Don't witness it. So many options.
Joel walks in to find Rose holding a gas can over her head. He pleads with her to stop while she lights herself up, all while smiling that damn smile.
So, what'd you think of that?
I think it's really trying to talk about how suicide is I want to say contagious because it's the only word that like really fits. But
yeah, that's what
aren't supposed to like
report on the news.
Report on it, you know.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's just like those kinds of things where like it can seed into your psychology and become a psychosis.
And I think like they made this whole point where it's like you are a part of some trauma, and then it latches onto you.
Totally.
And then it takes you. I think that's like an important part of the equation. Like,
yeah, also just like the fine line of mental health and like what you do to help somebody. I think it was really, that was the most tragic part. Like you were saying, like this is the scariest part, is like that nobody believes her. And I think that that's pretty realistic. I don't think anybody would believe that, you know?
right.
I'm trying to think about like if that was like really a situation that was happening to me. Like ultimately I would hope that you all would, you know, treat it like it was a psychotic break, because like most likely it is in some way, but you know, it seems like it would be the right move to, you know, have me admitted or something, you know, but
yeah. But if you were able to summon evidence like this girl did,
yeah,
I could be persuaded. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
the thing
also,
is like she didn't even get to the point of being able to summon evidence until somebody actually listened to her. And she couldn't even tell him anything. And I think that's why she didn't tell him anything. Is like she couldn't get anything done until she, you know, really had the evidence.
Because, like, we don't have a lot of valuable timelines in this, but, like, I think that we can assume that the relationship that she was in with the guy she's engaged to is, like, no more than a year.
Yeah.
You know? And, like, she was with the Kyle Gallner character for some time before that. But, like, we don't know how long ago that was, but it's inferred that it wasn't that long ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, like, if you were to say this kind of thing to me, I've known you for over a decade. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a different thing.
Yeah.
Like, these people barely know her. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think that knowing someone for a longer period of time and knowing generally what their highs and lows look like, I think it's easier to be able to actually believe what they're saying. But, you know, let's give it a grain of salt. She did kill the cat. Like, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Mustache. If Screamies from 1 to 5 is how scary it is, and Mimi's from 1 to 5 is how good of a movie it is, how many Mimi's would you give it?
I do appreciate the metaphor of the monster feeding off of the trauma. Your trauma is always with you. It doesn't go away. You just learn how to cope with it and how to use the tools to change your behaviors that are influenced by your trauma. Okay. Yeah. Just a little over half.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say a 3 as well. It wasn't as, like, horrible as I remember upon rewatching. And I agree with what you said. Like, the themes were very interesting, and I do feel like it could have been a little bit more clear. But, yeah, I guess a 3 out of 5.
Yeah. I would say scares, I would put it at a 2 out of 5. I got that good jump scare. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd go with a 2 as well. 2 Screamies. It definitely wasn't super scary, but it did have a couple moments.
Yeah, a couple moments.
Worth noting that it was, like, somewhat gory.
Yeah. It wasn't too much for me, but it was almost too much for me. I almost had to look away, but it was just fake enough to where I could handle it.
Yeah. So, yeah, in the end, I stand by my statement that this movie reminds me of a bunch of better horror movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, like It Follows or The Babadook. I can show you this smile. Wide, quivering, horrid.
Smile 2, Wednesday after next.
Heck yeah.
Hey, thanks for listening. Screaming Mimes is an independently run podcast. Right now, it's just your favorite ghouls, Aubree and Kaala, with the help of Aubrey's husband, Max, who stands in as our Google Search certified audio engineer support. Kaala created the art and music, and together, Aubree and Kaala write and edit the episodes. The best way you can support our podcast is by following, sharing, and leaving us a comment or review wherever you listen. We appreciate your engagement, and we will be back to scare you Wednesday after next.